what's up, everybody? Hey, family, it's good to see everyone here joining me today. Man, I appreciate you guys for coming here today to the family. It means a lot to see you guys joining here, joining the family. It's all good, man. I really appreciate you guys coming here today. It's a great day. It's a good day. And this is my first live stream in Tanzania, all right? Most of you maybe you don't know that I'm in Tanzania right now, but I just came back. I'm here in Tanzania right now, and this is the very first live stream we're going to do today. Today's session was supposed to be for Mr. Max, but Max, he's not here today. He's actually traveling to another country. So I'm here covering up his session, but I'm not going to be here alone. I'm going to have a lot of people joining me here today, actually from the organization of EcoTrade, you know, share by Max himself. So we're going to have them here. They'll be sharing with us different experiences, why they joined that movement and what they're doing and a lot of stuff. We just have really nice conversation talk with them. So one thing that I want to urge you guys, copy this link and share with somebody, because you're going to have brilliant young Africans here today from all over the continent, from all over the world, joining us here and share with us their experience. And I'm really, 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 really excited. I already see I have one guy here, Sekao, waiting for us, but also we're going to have more people joining us today. So it's going to be a great day. Before I begin, please comment, let me know in the comment section where you're watching from, where you're joining from. All these things is going to be amazing to just know that, family, you're there and you're watching from somewhere. Let me just read a couple of comments before I begin with everything. We have Awosa Kalalamo. I say, well, brother, I'm waiting for you from South Africa, and I would like to follow you, my brother. I appreciate Awosa. That means a lot. Regno Music, grace and peace, brother. Marit Habari, salam nachu. Family, hey, come on. Hanan Teshe, say hi back to you. And we have Solomon Eden, say, Mika making moves, busy, lol. Oh, yeah, busy every single day. As long as Africa is not united, man, we cannot settle. We cannot stay calm. We need to be aggressive. We need to be busy, working every single day to make sure that our people are safe, all right? Our people are safe. Our people are free. And we gotta do everything we can, all right? We gotta do everything we can. Let me make a little bit brally right here. Okay, this is going to be beautiful. Okay, that's cool. Okay, we have Takele Ferede. He say, God bless you, dear Tanzania. I appreciate. Thank you so much. God bless you too. All right, God bless you too. First of all, let me just begin by appreciating you guys for all the love and all the support that you guys are showing us. I want to tell you this, Swahili Nation One Africa is nothing without God, of course, and without you guys is nothing, all right? The reason we are where we are today because of your love and support and your constant love that is always there. So I want to appreciate that so very much. All right, so very much. And so continue to support us, continue to stand with us. It all really, really, really amazing. I'm still waiting for other guys before, I invite here Sekao and other guys, and I know they're still there. So if you haven't joined, please come on, and we're going to start very soon. Zebenai said, God bless Africa. God bless Africa indeed. Let me talk a little bit about the goal and the vision of Swahili Nation One Africa. Maybe you don't know anything. Maybe you just join us and you have no idea who are we. Maybe you're asking yourself, who the heck is this guy? Well, I'm going to introduce myself to you and our organization and what we stand for just in a couple minutes for you guys to understand. But before that, let me raise a word of prayer and we're going to move on. God, I thank you for today. Thank you for people who are joining us here today for this amazing session. We just pray for your wisdom, pray for your guidance. We pray for your spirit to lead us from the beginning all the way to the end of this session. We give everything to you. In your precious name, Jesus, we pray. Amen. Amen. Little bit about myself. It's good to see here. Elia Muhenga. All right, this is my brother right here. We went to the same high school. It's pleasure to see you, sir. All right. This is the first time for my brother who went to the same high school, Elia Muhenga, joining me here today. So I appreciate you, my brother. I don't know how you found out about this session, but I love you and thank you for joining me today. We have Mapi Mesfin. I appreciate what you're doing. Keep up the good work. Appreciate for your comment and your appreciation. It means a lot. Ted Adis, you say amen. Amen back to you. Everybody say here amen, amen. Zebenai Gizachu, say hello, dear. God bless Africa. Oh, I think I read that before. Yeah. So let me talk a little bit about what we stand for and who we are. So Swahili Nation, One Africa, our vision, the vision of Swahili Nation is towards one Africa of solidarity in peace and love. All right. Our mission and what we're fighting for is for one Africa. We want our people to be united. We want our people to be one. And from the bottom up. We don't care about, the top bottom. We are people. We are coming from the ground. We are coming from the bottom. And that's our focus, because every time when something bad happening in Africa, guess who is affected? People from the bottom. Those are people who are always affected. So our organization is purposefully meant to raise people from the bottom up. That's first thing. And our mission, let me put here on the screen for you guys to see, because I know the mission, but for those who don't know, it's very important for you guys to see it in written form. Our mission is to defend the image of Africa and to bring back all the heritages of Africa, everything that was taken away during colonialism. We want to bring them back to the land. A couple days ago, I've seen, one article is talking about this artifact. They need to stay where they are, because we still have our people living there. For example, those people who were taken a long time ago, we have diaspora living there. So they remind them of the story of Africa, and they should stay there in the UK or in the America. I've seen that article a couple of days ago. And when I saw it, and I was like, man, this is ridiculous. The reason, because if you see those artifacts from the US or from the UK, what does it remind you of? It reminds you of slavery. That these were taken long time ago during slavery, were stolen away from us, and they're here in the United States or in the UK. It reminds you of the negative side of what has happened long time ago. But guess what? If they come here back to the continent, what does it remind you of? It reminds you of our kingship, that we have kingdoms. We were kings before we became slaves. That's what it reminds you. And that's why it's very important to have those artifacts right here on the land, on the continent, in the continent, because it reminds us of our identity, who we are, and how we did that. But there, I understand, the argument, but this is what I can say, from my perspective. I think it's important to come back home where it was stolen, from the first place. The same way we are inviting our people to come back home where they came from, you know what I'm saying? Yes, there's a challenges. Yes, there's a lot of things going on, but everywhere you go, you find negative things, you find positive things. Everywhere. Go anywhere today, you find positive and negative. So for those who are coming to the continent, there's no milk and honey here, all right? There's a positive side and negative side as well. I've moved back to Tanzania, to Africa for 1 year right now, and I have all those experiences, but it's nothing compared to what I've experienced outside of Africa. That's what I can say. So, because I see a lot of people are being very, negative about the continent. A lot of people have been very skeptical about the continent. Let me just tell you this. Don't trust any information you see online or any information from anybody else. Come and explore and experience yourself. It's very important. Asekao, thank you so much for joining me. Can you please remind other guys to come as well? Because the reason why I'm still waiting, because you're the only one here. And I know I need to have 3 more people, and they're not here. And it's already 12 minutes right now. So if you can remind in your group, if they are there, if they're coming, please hit me up in the private chat here. And then, we can start, only 2 of us. If they're not coming, then we can start, and it can be only me and you. Please help me with that. All right, guys. So this is our mission, all right? To decolonize the mind through authentic knowing, to create a bridge for oneness and peaceful Africa. Let me say this, man. I love this continent, and I know there's a lot of things to work on. I know there's a lot of things we need to work on, but one thing that I'm not going to stand here and tolerate is people constantly talking about negativity about this continent or negativity about our people with as if it's the only place that negativity comes from. No. It's not. Well, if you don't like the continent, if you don't like Africa, don't stay here. Get out of this continent, but don't stay there and just spread all this stuff. It doesn't really make sense. And for me, I'm not gonna tolerate that, because I am here in the continent as well. I experience things, but I lived in other countries as well, and I experienced all those stuff. Oh, it's cool. I see we have Henrita Awua right here, and Sungeni Solomon as well. She's right here. Okay, thank you so much. Are we gonna have only 3 people or we have 4 people? Let me know, Sekao, in the private chat, and because I wanna invite you guys, all of you guys, at the same time, and we're gonna have really an amazing talk here, an amazing discussion with our people. All right. Hey, it's good to see everybody. Yanatan, it's good to see you. Deborah Dadi, it's good to see you. Emmanuel Abera, it's good to see you guys. Hey, it's good to see the family here. Shewete Shetty, it's good to see you. Banchi Dagnew, it's good to see you. Man, I appreciate, Guys, if you're joining right now, please like this video. I have guests here, and we're going to be having really nice conversation. So please like this stream just to spread the word, about what we're doing here. Sekao, let me know in the private chat. Are we waiting for anybody else? I have 3 people here already joining. We have Sekao, we have Henrietta, we have Sungeni. But I want to know if we have like 4 guests or 3 guests, and then we'll move forward to go. You guys hang in there just for a while. Biggie, blessing, my brother. It's good to see you. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night. Martha Tefera, it's good to see you. Tarikua Bekele, it's good to see you. All right, we have 4 people. I believe we have 4 guests here, right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the time we've all been waiting for. I have Sekao Mogate. We're going to know where it's coming from. I have Henrietta Awua. We're going to know where he or she is coming from. We have Sungeni Solomon. I believe she's going to let us know also where she's coming from. Also, we have Congressman Amos. I cannot really read the whole name, and he's going to let us know as well where it's coming from. So without wasting time, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. How are you guys doing? Hello?
Good.
Hey, Sungeni, how are you?
I'm fine. How about you?
I am doing great. It's good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
How are you?
Yeah. I love that. Sungeni, do you mind to maybe we can start with you, Sungeni, to introduce yourself, your background, what is your name, where are you coming from, where are you right now, and what are you doing? Yeah.
Okay. Good to have this time. I'm Sungen Solomon, representing Malawi.
Oh.
Currently, I'm a local. Yeah.
Come on, let me just do this because this is the first time we're having someone from Malawi, so I gotta give you kudos. Welcome to the family, Sungeni. I hope you're not gonna leave from now on.
Yeah. So right now I'm in Zambia. I'm a law student at Cavendish University. Talking about my education background, I started with education in history at Catholic University of Malawi. And then from there, I went to Staff Institute for Development, where I got my certificate in law. And then from there, that's when I applied for the Bachelor of Laws here in Zambia. So as I'm speaking right now, I'm a law student at Cavendish University, Zambia.
In Zambia right now. That's where you're studying,
yeah.
right? Law.
Yeah, sure.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah, you look like a lawyer. You look like an African lawyer. That's really.
Thank you.
Did you mind me asking you this? Why are you studying law, by the way? Like, is there anything that kind of like motivated you to pursue this path of, law?
I can say this is my childhood dream. I've been actually dreaming of being a lawyer since I was a child. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. That's incredible. That's incredible. We'll get back to you very soon. Thank you so much, Sungeni, for joining us from Malawi, and now she's in Zambia studying law. Appreciate. Let me move to Sekao Mogate. Sekao Mogate, brother, welcome to the family. How are you? Sekao Mogate. All right, we'll give some time to Sekao. Maybe he's having a little bit of an issues. Let's go to Henrietta Awua.
Oh, no.
Sekao, you there?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How are you, brother? Hello, Sekao?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello?
I can hear you, Sekao. The question is, can you hear me?
Oh, good. Yes, I can hear you. It's just it's a bit delayed, but I think it's a network issue. But I think we will with what we have. So I'm from South Africa.
Okay.
I studied at the University of Pretoria, where I completed the
Sekao?
University of London, where I completed a course in global.
Sekao? Hello, Sekao? Sekao?
Now I'm interning at a company.
Sekao?
Can you hear me?
No, like your voice. I mean,
Mika,
your
can you hear me?
connection is pretty lagging. I didn't hear anything you said. And I feel like you were sharing something really important, but we couldn't hear anything. Maybe Sekao, do you mind to get out and then try to come back again? Maybe the connection will be a little bit better at that time.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So in the meantime, let's go to Henrietta Awua. Henrietta Awua, how are you? I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, but how are you? Thank you for joining us. Do you mind to let us know a little bit of your introduction? Where are you from and where are you right now? Henrietta? You're going to have to unmute yourself. Your mic is muted. Oh, man. This is the most challenging session I've ever had. Henrietta Awua, are you there? Hello? All right. Let me go back to you, Sungeni. Hey, Sungeni, apparently it's me and you. I think in Zambia, you guys have better connection there of internet, right?
I think we can say so.
Because I can see you and I can hear you, so this is beautiful. Let me continue with you for a second, all right? I want to know, because the question here that I have is that, let me ask you this first question. What do you think about One Africa?
What do I think about One Africa?
Yes.
Wow. One Africa, One Africa, One Africa.
Yeah, I know. Okay. I didn't like that question, but I love asking questions like this. Yeah. Oh, do you want me to go with the script? Did you want me to go with the script? Maybe I can start with this. Let me start with the easy one. What was your motivation to joining the movement? And I think we're talking about SHARE because you're part of the SHARE, right?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So take us a little bit through the process. Like, how did you join? How did you find out about it? And why are you part of that organization?
Oh, okay, fine. I came to realize I came to know this organization through my friend Haile Mariam, who is also representing Ethiopia.
Oh.
So he's the one who actually shared information about this organization, and then I was really interested to join.
Mm.
And then the question you might have is that why I was really interested to join this organization.
Yeah.
What actually motivated me to join this organization is the aim of this organization.
Mm.
This organization is aiming at equal trade, equality in trade.
Mm.
And looking at Malawi in the country economically,
Mm.
there is a big gap between the poor and the rich.
Mm.
And because of this gap, actually, there is inequality when it comes to the way cash flows and even to the trade itself.
Mm.
So the aim of this organization, I really felt that yeah, it's going to help Malawi.
Mm.
Because once they trade it, like once we're going to enforce equal trade, that means this gap is going to be reduced.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is not going to be good for Malawi only, but then we can also talk about Africa as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, the aim of this organization is one thing that actually motivated me to join.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
let me ask you this: what is the first commodity of Malawi, if it is raw materials, wherever that you export, specifically to Europe? Do you know?
Specifically, okay, we have tobacco because tobacco is Malawi is the best country in South Africa that
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
produce. Yeah,
Tobacco.
so tobacco.
Mm. And do you know the distribution of the percentage of the tobacco that you guys export outside? Like how much do you guys get, like in percentage, and how much do they get? Do you know those details?
On that actually we're about to verify in
Yeah,
this movement. Mm.
yeah. But you
That's
you
why I
you
joined this.
yeah, yeah. That's why you joined this movement, right?
Mm, mm.
But you think that, do you think, like, from what you've seen, do you think that even though you guys are producing tobacco and exporting, do you think that you do not really receive, like, fair trade with whoever you export to, for all this time? Do you, for example, for instance, I can take an example of Ethiopia. They're producing coffee, right? But there is no fair trade there between Ethiopia and whoever countries that they're exporting to. So people who are benefit from Ethiopian coffee is, Starbucks and all these big companies that are not even African, but themselves, they don't really, benefit a lot from that, production. That's basically the same question I'm asking for Malawi and tobacco.
Yeah, that's what I can say is that um, the percentage that the farmers themselves get.
Yeah,
So my own observation, I just feel like there is no fair trade.
yeah,
Because the farmers actually remain the same. There is no progress that they involve themselves in farming, whatsoever they can be doing. Maybe they change. There is no
yeah,
that change.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right, I
So I
appreciate
think
that. Yeah, please,
yeah.
please. You wanted to say something?
Oh, it's the same. I was saying that there is no fair trade just because the farmers are remaining the same, the poor,
Mm.
they're remaining the same in the same position. They are each and every year introducing tobacco, each and every year like producing tobacco, selling tobacco, but then there is no change for them. The standard of their life, like it's just the
Yeah,
same. Yeah.
all right.
So I just feel like if Equal Trade Alliance were going to help them, just because these poor people are not supposed to be the same. They're trying their best so that their life can change, but then there is no change.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I appreciate that, Sangeni, for sharing that. I'm gonna come back to you after some time, Sangeni. Sekao Mogate, thank you for coming back again.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Clearly, your suggestion worked because when I returned, everything is more seamless.
Oh yeah, that's good. I can hear you right now clearly. Welcome
At
back, brother.
least.
Do you mind to go ahead and introduce yourself? Let us know who is Sekau.
Oh yes, no problem. My name's Sekao Makatle. I studied at the University of Pretoria, graduated in 2021 with my degree in international relations and public management. Following that, I did some additional education on my own. I did a course with the University of London where I studied global diplomacy. And my most recent qualification was a qualification in infrastructure asset management for sustainable development with the United Nations. Uh,
How are you?
so yes, I was clearly it was fortunate that this opportunity landed on my lap. I wasn't even aware of the organization or the alliance and stuff. So it was something that fits my interests.
Yeah,
That my interest that I slowly started to deviate from due to my professional where my career took me professionally. So
yeah,
it was a nice experience to it was a nice opportunity to be brought back into this area of conversation, which I think is necessary, especially among people our age.
yeah, yeah. Do you mind also to share with us the motivation, of course, why you join, share.
Specifically, my motivation to join Equal Trade Alliance was the truth is it's quite clear that Africa as a continent has been exploited for such a long time. We produce raw materials that the world benefits from, and they make a huge profit on the raw material that comes from Africa, and it seems
Mm,
fitting that Africa gets a percentage of finished products that we export from that finished products that we get from the raw materials we export, because
mm,
without the raw materials these products would not exist. So logically it makes sense, and I thought that the whole idea of sort of constitutionalizing it, making it legal, making it a written document that the whole continent can follow
yeah,
would be it's a plan to sort of a solid plan to eradicate poverty, which is something that I never thought a certificate or having something as simple as this would it seems simple now, like that it just seems
yeah,
like how has no one thought about it prior to this moment. It was inspiring, and it's a motivation necessary for all of us to continue to pursue the agenda, and try and spread the word of so that it can reach the right ears and get things done. So I was just inspired
mm,
by the simplicity of the idea and the benefit of implementing such a
mm,
simple, straightforward idea.
yeah.
Hmm.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, Sekau. Are you in South Africa right now?
Yes, sir, I am.
Oh, that's in Pretoria, you say?
No, I'm in Johannesburg now. I studied in
Uh,
Pretoria, but I live in Johannesburg, so I'm in Johannesburg right now.
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. We have this tendency. We always say that once you become a guest. I mean, if you're a guest in Swahili Nation, right here,
Hmm.
then you're part of the family. So let me take this moment to welcome you guys to this family. That this is the place you can come here all the time. Every single day we have this live stream at 9 p.m. East African time. You guys can come, can contribute, can come and share your ideas. You're always welcome. This is your home. Hmm?
Oh, thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Let me get to know the Congressman Amoti. Congressman Amoti, how are you, my brother? Thank you for joining us. Do you mind to introduce yourself? Give us a little bit of
Uh,
your introduction.
uh,
Yes, Congressman Amoti.
thank you very much, Charles. Are you hearing me, Charles? Are you getting me?
I can hear you. I can hear you, my brother.
Well. I salute everyone. Our friend from South Africa, our friend Songeni, who has been live. I'm really happy for this opportunity given to us by Swahili Nation.
Mm, mm.
Basically, I don't know whether you need my biography, dear Mika.
Yes. You feel free to share with us whatever you are comfortable with to share with us a little bit
Well,
about
well,
yourself.
well, well. Yes.
Yeah.
Basically, Tumsime Jacob Amoti, also known as Congressman, the newly appointed Ugandan ambassador of EATA, Eco African Trade Alliance.
Mm.
And really, I've been glad, and I'm ready. I'm really anxious to utilize and exhume this opportunity. Reason being that there is a gap, and there is a need for us as the youth to engage in such a revolution of creating eco trade on African minerals. Reason being that Africa is having 80 trillion US dollars in minerals that are not yet exhausted from the African lands. So when we come up with this alliance and we raise for eco trade, and when all the aim is not only mainly on prioritizing Africa, but when the aim is prioritizing the world and the entire continent of Africa to gain. Take a scenario. Yeah, now as a Ugandan ambassador in Uganda, we are the leading producer of coffee in Africa, but unfortunately, we are earning less than what we should be earning. But if this idea of eco trade alliance it is implemented, you'll find that even the European country where we are exporting our coffee, and us as Uganda where we are producing our coffee, we shall be earning equally. So there will be eco trade whereby we are sharing eco profits. You get? You know, time ago in Africa, the way you see that Africans, we just recently started putting on shoes in the mid 1990s, around there. So one man came in Africa. He was a market researcher. You know, there was a company which sent 2 researchers to Africa. So one researcher said that in Africa there is no market for shoes because those people don't put on shoes. Another researcher who was sent on the ground said that in Africa there is market because those people don't have shoes, so they needed them. So both of those 2 researchers, one was negative and one was positive, but they were all researchers and they all sent back the message differently. Message is not all about democracy. Our message is not all about political, because Africa existed very many years, even when we are not minding about changing presidency, when we aren't minding about which political party, but when we are minding about equality. This village, what is this village gaining? What is the other community gaining? So that is the concept we are trying to preach. That is the new religion we are trying to preach, whereby where we are exporting our products, we share the same gain from the we share the same gain from what is processed. Because if we try to South Africa, we build those industries here, like in Uganda here, it's going to take like a century of years for us to construct such industries. So we need the Europeans, we need the West to help us with machinery when we give them products. Then at the world market, we shall share profits. Basically, in conclusion, briefly, this idea, the reason why I say it's not a political, I personally, I'm a medical student. I'm doing my medical degree at Makerere University. I'm doing a second degree at Chambogo University. But mainly this idea, I'm driving it as the Ugandan ambassador, not because it is political, because it is the only way whereby Africa we are going to be baptized out of poverty, because Africa doesn't need aid, but Africa needs trade alliances so that we might move forward. We have everything we need. The only thing we need is equal trade alliance. If that is implemented, you will see that youth won't be going on the streets to riot because they will have something in their wallet. They, we shall not. Our youth won't be easily influenced into wars, into becoming rebellious, because they will have a strong economy, and really they will have no reason to change government. The reason why African governments are being changed is because of poor economy. I think not African governments worldwide, it's because of poor economy. But better than other countries might find that they already exhausted their resources, but Africa, we have that ability. So we can solve instability, we can solve because all the problems of homes and communities run from the economy and run from the wallet and run from the finance. If we unite together as Africa, we speak one voice, we make one agreement. So when we start, if you want coffee from Uganda, pass through the agreement. You discuss how we shall be sharing the profits. If you want cocoa from Ghana, pass through the agreement. So it will be that agreement whereby every person who wants to make business with Africa follows the protocol, follows what is in the agreement. This is going to make Africa great again, because Africa has ever been great again. That's why that civilization started here in Egypt. You get? So we can keep on thriving if we all have that mind and we shift all our capacity from the political arena, then we turn it to the economy, because economy controls the health, economy controls the security, economy controls everything, and social life all around us. Thank you. I give some answers. Thank you. I submit, Mika.
I appreciate, Congressman. That was really very, very insightful. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, my question will be this, because all of us are talking here about eco-trade and everything and here and there, but I want to know what is wrong. Like, where is the problem? Why we do not have eco-trade today? Why this is the issue that we need to be talking about right here today, us as youth, complaining, asking that, hey, we need eco-trade, while we are the one that producing, we have everything, right? We are the source of everything. We are the source of human mankind, because this is where the first man on earth was found, according to the history, by the way. So I want to know, like, why? Where do you guys think there's a problem, and and how can we get out of that? Out of that cave that we are still, deep within. We're just gonna be back in a couple seconds. All right, guys, we are back. I would like to start with, Sekao in this question. All right. Where do you think the problem began? Like, what is the issue here? Let me create a scenario a little bit, because, the other day I had a session here, and my argument, it was actually questioning that, is Africa really independent? Right. And the reason why I raised that question, because I felt like every time when Africa is rising up to do something, if you have a leader who is standing for the people, standing for the rights of Africans, right, there's always a lot of resistance from the outside. All right, sanction, we see all these things over and over and over again towards Africa. every time when you see one country is making a move towards something beautiful, something good, you hear, if it is EU, if it is United Nations, if it is all these different organizations coming, crumbling in, start, stopping from, happening. So my argument, it was like, if Africa, we are independent, why all the time it feels like we need a permission from somebody? Why we cannot make decision on ourselves? And now when you come to the Eco Trade Alliance, what we're talking about here, there's clearly an issue, there's clearly a problem that Africa, we haven't been receiving our eco share from what we are producing. We are the one that we use blood, sweat, and tears to get everything that we produce. But then at the end of the day, we don't really get the same thing in return. You can take an example of Ghana with cocoa. Always Max talk about this, like how much money they're actually receiving in the Netherlands where he lives, and Ghana receiving barely nothing from the cocoa that local farmer always producing. So where do you think is the problem? Where is the issue? Where is the source of that? I want us to dig down deep. And you can take an example even in your country, Sekao. Like, what is there? What are you guys producing? And you feel like this is not equally divided, between two sides.
No, that's a very, very good question, Mika. The truth is, the world is built on a capitalist system that benefits from exploiting the individuals or the societies that the people in power believe are inferior. Africa, for a long time, was exploited by the world, by the global market for its resources, and the only foreseeable change is not for South Africa, but for Africa to adapt or adopt a Pan-African approach to getting a share within the capitalist system that already exists. So it would make sense. Basically in South Africa, we export various raw materials, gold, platinum, iron ore, and such, and it's usually shipped out, and then it's typically shipped out, and then it's processed and then sold as a finished product. Very rarely do the people in South Africa get a share of it. In specific cases, like in the Northwest, there's a tribe called the Royal Bafokeng Nation. They own a large amount of the platinum that they export, and for that reason they benefit. So it's not like it's unheard of for an African organization or African society to benefit from their raw materials. So that's one good thing about South Africa, that there are special cases where you can learn and see how that approach can be taken. But essentially, that's what I believe. I believe that Africa exists in a capitalist system that aims to exploit it for all that it has, and the surefire way for Africa to remove itself or to benefit from the system at play is to have a Pan-African holistic approach where we get a percentage of the finished product.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's really brilliant, my brother Sekao. And in that note, I just want to appreciate this. We just saw the news recently, yesterday, pretty much, between South Africa and Kenya, that there's a free visa right now going to South Africa for 90 days for all Kenyans. That's a really big step for both countries, South Africa and Kenya. I know you guys and us, we've been having that relationship for a long time. I don't need visa to go to South Africa. Same thing to you guys. So when we see all these things being kind of cut down and making it easier for Africans to travel from one country to another country, I think it's a sign of hope, and it's a sign of strength. When you're talking about Pan-Africanism and everything. So kudos to South Africa and Kenya as well. This is the right direction.
Yes, and on an interesting point that you brought up there, it's funny to see that in Europe they created the European Union where there's a single Europe, but they drew borders around us, which shows that we've been taken advantage of for a long time, honestly. And it's good that we're starting to move mentally to a space where we don't see the borders. We should just see a one Africa as opposed to see the lines that divide us and separate us.
That's incredible, Sekao. I was at the African Union a couple of days ago, and I had an opportunity to contribute my thoughts, and one of the things that I spoke about is the African Union passport. Because I think if we have African Union and the members of the states, they're like 55 different African countries, they are part of that. Why we cannot have African Union passport for each one of us, as African, to remind us of our identity, that we are actually one people? Because if right now in the east side of Africa, we have actually East African Community passport. I can go to Uganda without visa. I can go even with my just ID, and I can go to Congo, Rwanda, Burundi, northern, Sudan, and all those parts, just because of that, because of that thing. So that basically is what we are fighting for right now, Swahili Nation. We are proposing to have a African Union passport because it's something that it was actually there. They introduced it in 2016. The plan was to the people, to all African people by 2018, but it never happened. Right now, as I'm saying, our leaders, they have African Union passport, but not the people. So we are pushing that agenda because we want to have something for ourselves, and I think that it will encourage for us to move from one country to another, to get to know a little bit more about each other, and to break all these barriers that we have. But even the system of passport and visa, we were not the one introduced it, but it's the colonizers system. But for whatever the case, we at least need to break these barriers to bring our people together. And I think, just like Congressman was talking about, once our people come together, I think we'll have a common say when it comes to our raw materials on our products, that hey, we deserve eco share. And if you want to trade with Uganda, you have to make sure that it's 50-50, in a 50-50 situation, right? Right now, it's not the same thing. And I think Africa is losing a lot of billions of dollars every single year because of that. So, hopefully us as youth will keep fighting for that. And that will be the way towards the change we want for this beautiful continent.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah. Let me allow my brother Congressman to come to jump in to share about that. But right before that, I would love to also applaud Uganda. For those who do not know, we just got this news actually 2 days ago that officially Uganda has launched its first satellite. All right, this pretty much is not the picture, but they launched its first satellite. Uganda, man, kudos to Uganda. I think that it's really impressive, news, about Uganda. But also on that side note, for more updates, guys, you can follow us on Instagram's official Swahili Nation. That's where you can find all the news, all the recent news that is happening in Africa. We try to focus as much as we can on the positive news, to show the positive side of, it's there, because there's too much negativity online. And so we are trying to find those positive news, and it's always challenging. But kudos to Uganda, as well as I know recently Uganda, you discovered a lot of amount of gold in Uganda. I think you can contribute a little bit about that as you're sharing, your point about, where do you think is an issue? Where do you think is a problem? And how can we, get out of that? Congressman, it's on you now. You're going to need to unmute yourself because I think you're muted. Oh, Congressman is gone. All right. Let me go to Sungeni Solomon. Sungeni Solomon, my sister all the way from Malawi, but now you're in Zambia. Do you mind to share?
I'll be in Malawi back. I'll be back in Malawi very soon. I think on 27 November. Yeah.
No. So we're going to come to Malawi one day. So I'm glad that we are connected with you right now. I'm going to go to South Africa. I'm going to come to Malawi. Yeah, you're gonna go everywhere. Yes.
So come again with your question.
Oh, the same question about about the where's the problem? Where do you think we have this? I mean, we don't have eco trade, obviously, but sometimes when you're talking about this, it kind of like sounds ridiculous to me that we're actually saying that, oh, we need eco trade, we need fair trade, and it's our own stuff. We can literally just say we're not trading to you guys if you do not agree to do this, but we don't do that, right? We don't do that. We keep trading with them, but we're not the one that benefit from our own resources, our own products that we produce, and our farmers are struggling, are suffering, but they don't get anything, in return. In fact, when you go to the places that, let's say, gold, diamond found, like really is the most like poorest places in Africa. I've been in some of them, so I speak out of experience. And you're looking at, that's the place where you get billions and billions and billions of dollars every single month because you're taking gold away. But you know, those are the most poorest place you've ever seen, you know. So yeah, I just want to hear your insights, Ngeni.
Oh, okay. According to my observation, I just feel like maybe at different we have a problem at different cooperatives in different cooperatives at a local level. We are supposed to have different cooperatives at local level so that these people can be trained on how their trading system is supposed to be. Because we should also bear in mind that maybe let me talk about my country, Malawi. I'm talking about farmers, those farmers who actually grow tobacco each and every year. These people, they are poor, and they do sell their tobacco to the rich people, right? So there is a difference in terms of the way cash flows. So when it comes to the way the cash flows, I think the farmers maybe they just accept it, okay? Maybe just because this is how they're charging us, and we don't know, we don't have any other means of getting maybe money or what. I think we should just take this. But then if these people that are encouraged that no, you're not supposed to be taking this. You are the one you're producing this, and you are supposed to be getting 50% of what you are producing. I think that they can be courageous enough to stand that no, we can't we can't give you our raw materials, or we can't give you our stuff at this price. Yeah, so I just feel like all we need is that we should have that different cooperatives at local level, and they should be trained. How are they supposed to do their trade?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really it's really beautiful, beautifully said. And you know, sometimes I even feel like 50-50 is not enough, you know, because it's ours, you know. Sometimes that's how I feel. I'm like, yeah, even
you're right.
You know, say, yeah, Congressman, you jump in.
Thank you very much, Mika. You know, we are having internet problems, but with equal trade, these are going to be solved, because we shall have all the whole entire system within Africa here. And I also allow me appreciate your congratulations message to Uganda. Uganda, we sent the first satellite this very week. We sent the first satellite ever in history to our nation. But the satellite, it is the first. This meaning that Sparo Africa Sat-1. This means that Palo Africa Sat-1, implying that we shall continue producing Palo Africa Sat-2 up Palo Africa Sat-90 plus, you know. And basically, as you know, Uganda is an organ of the board of East African Community and the family of African Union. So the satellite will be helping us, the entire region, together with helping other nations develop their own satellite. Now, briefly to come back to the point, Mika, the issue is that really politics is really destroying Africa, whereby our oppositions are focusing on the weaknesses of the government. You get? So there is that problem of a political mindset within our African governments, whereby when we try like coming up, when we try like to raise the entire voice against an equal share of African resources, you'll find out that there are some opposition leaders who want to be seen good from our fellows whom we are asking we share resources. Then you find out that all these missions fall apart. But besides that, it's with the youth, it's with the young generation, it's with the old, it's with the babies who support these politicians, and it's we who have the authority and the mandate to vote them out in, it all comes back to us. The only challenge we are now. Let me give a case scenario in Uganda here. In Uganda here, there is a situation where the president led so that Uganda withdraws its membership from the International Coffee Board so that we start exporting raw products like coffee powder, coffee products. But then the parliament, even at the moment, is opposing the president, but that the president is doing something wrong to do that. For them, they are supporting the government to regulate the price, and we continue exporting coffee beans. Yet the president is saying that we have some money, we can produce a processing plant here. So one of the problem is the political ideology, whereby everything, even something which really runs us, is reasoned politically. So that is one of the biggest, weakest points. And if Africa we try to realize that point, all the others will be a walkover. So, you know, and there is another problem of local mindset. There is that problem of local mindset, that whereby a local personnel thinks that when in Uganda we grow matoke, thinks that when I grow matoke, the only thing I can do is cook matoke, eat, or make waraj. You know, waraj is wine. I don't know whether you know it. That is waraj is wine. So for them, they end at that level. So if our African governments invest in sensitization, if African governments invest money in mindset revolutions, if we come back and instead of focusing and investing money in political parties, all that money should be brought back to farmers' cooperatives. You know, I personally I come from a family of a peasant. I personally, and I'm being educated on the money of a peasant, but how? You know, and I'm also peasant. I grow vegetables. I grow matoke. I grow maize, which is taken to Kenya. You know, but according to the way we are seeing the fertility of Africa, you're going to find out even these regional integrations, like East African Community, ECO. Hello?
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you, Doctor.
Yes, they are not going to be. Yes, please. They aren't good enough, because you'll find out that Uganda is producing a lot of maize, and really, the supply is very high. You find out that Uganda has supplied the entire region, has supplied the entire continent, but still we have the surplus. But why don't we reach on the level of Brazil? Why don't we reach on the level of exporting? When Mika, you know, you are already you go to Netherlands. You go to Netherlands. They say, you know, this made from Ghana, made from Kenya. This chocolate is made from South Africa. That is where we should move. And fortunately, our leaders. But the problem, there is a ghost of selfishness whereby they know where we should move, but they don't mind about that. Because you will find out that some politicians, it will be hard for them to bribe someone who already has. Therefore, they are non-African actions won't be taken in place. So they try like to every mission which is like trying to eradicate poverty, to put it in pipelines, and a few citizens of Africa who are seeing this, but some politicians won't support it. Because you'll find that if there is a government in power supporting like eco trade alliance, you'll find that the opposition will try to translate it into something different, and the citizens and the followers of a certain opposition member will mistransform the message to the supporters, and that's where we always mess up. So we go back to the disadvantages of democracy. You know, democracy has advantages and has disadvantages. So some of the disadvantages of democracy, whereby political oppositions or some parties are allowed to misinterpret some information for their selfish gains, because democracy allows them to do so. That's where you find out that we are missing out. But if we come back to our roots, we understand that Africa, we have very many differences, but we have very, very, very so much similarities. So the problem is mindset. We must communicate through the media, mindset change to the village people that, you know what, your matoke can be done to do that, to be processed and be exported to Kenya, South Africa, Germany, Italy, even to an extent to Mars, because soon we shall be occupying Mars. You find an African product on Mars. You get? Yeah.
And Elon Musk is also one of us, so he must initiate that we have it on Mars.
Exactly. He's also African.
So you find that even on Jupiter, so you'll find that even on Jupiter, you when you check a dustbin there, you find a sack made in Africa, made from East Africa. The way you're seeing that the president of Uganda, His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, is trying to preach, to push, so that the issue of African integration, if we first make East African community one, because now we have the flag, we have the anthem, we are having the East African justice. We are now in the process of forming East African federations, joint forces, you know, and not forgetting, we are also on the verge to form one currency. I think you can testify, Mika, that we have the East African e-passport. You get? So when we start from there, we go to African level. That is the way forward. But when you go to countries like Uganda, when you go to countries, you'll find that oppositions are really pushing, and I really don't want it to be now like the case in Uganda, whereby European Union came out and said that of the pipeline from Uganda to Tanzania, the longest pipeline to be in the whole world. European Union is saying that it will damage the environment, and then you find out that the opposition leaders in Africa are really supporting the European Union for their decisions. But fortunately, there are some opposition parties in Uganda which were like, we have Forum for Democratic Change, which came and said, you know, even though we don't believe with what the government is doing, but again, for the issue of economy of Uganda, for the issue of construction of the pipeline, we are with the government. You get? So if most of the opposition parties be like this, whereby when things are disuniting us on a small level, we can leave them. But when something is uniting us at a greater level, even to our coming DNA, we support it. So I submit by saying that, Mika, the issue is the mindset, and the issue is that we are misusing democracy. We are misusing democracy. If we edit that, we are going to move. But regardless the misuse of the democracy, regardless of the mindset change, that is the reason why African Equal Trade Alliance has come. Whether it will take time, but time will be the price for the Africa we want to see, for the Africa which is breathing together economically, Africa having one voice like Europe, Africa having one voice like United States of America. We shall rise and rise higher to an extent, or I want to mention it, but really we shall rise. Nevertheless, that opposition trying to mislead the people, nevertheless that the mindset is trying to yes, the governments of Africa have problems whereby yes, opposition need to correct them, but if something is affecting us as we need to work together, we need to form a coalition to solve ourselves. But regardless, we shall preach the message so that people wake up and understand, and really people hindering all this will also be baptized and they sing one song. So mainly I submit about that, but Equal Trade Alliance, we are moving and we are achieving, and recruitment is high, and every African really is supporting the movement. The movement is across Africa. The movement is across Europe. Really, it will move, and our fellow Europeans, our fellow Americans, our fellow Asians will like it, because there will be free mining of minerals in Africa with no hindrance, knowing that we are all going to benefit. All our citizens are going to benefit. All will be okay, and I believe even the Europeans and the USA and other and the Asia countries, they also love it, because when there isn't a proper agreement, you'll find that Kenya has its own agreement on its minerals. South Africa has its own agreement on its minerals. So if a manufacturer from Europe wants maybe gold, you'll find that you'll find out that that manufacturer will not be able to access gold from maybe South Africa, because it's another policy. But if we have a uniform policy, all will be well, and the world will be happy, and the world will be a better place, and a better place. Thank you, Mika. I submit, Congressman from Uganda.
Yeah, I appreciate, Congressman. Wow. You know,
sorry, to just add on.
Yes.
Basically, what I agree with what he's saying, but I think there's parts that I want to emphasize on my own, that I believe that with the creation of the Equal Trade Alliance, it would allow for a different culture of a different political leadership to come into play over the continent, where we no longer looking towards, you know, benefiting the individual, but looking to benefit the larger continent and society by means of refraining from sort of exploiting exploiting our people ourselves the way that we've been exploited. So I'm happy that the creation of this alliance allows for a new generation of leadership who have seen the fault in the greed of previous political leadership. So it's why that's one other benefit. It's the Equal Trade Alliance allows for a new renewed political mindset that could be push Africa and into a new sort of space in the whole global economy.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Awesome. So we're gonna take another break, and then we'll come back. I'll ask you guys, you know, pretty much the last questions. But let me go through the comments a little bit, and then I will take a 2 minutes break. Sadeke, Asaminu, this is our brother right here working together in Swahili Nation. He says it starts from building the mindset of our farmers, who should feel that they deserve more, and the youth should feel investing in their own country can be productive if we have synergy among ourselves. The synergy among the youth should have no boundaries of ethnicity or region. 100%, 100%.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Good. Love that, right? And we have Asnakech Tamene. Say, hi, Mika. Congratulations, Tanzania conducted population census. this not an easy task. We Ethiopians are jealous of you, really. Well, I just had to read that. Yeah, we just had a sensor, and I'll be able to share with you guys the little bit of that for you guys to see here. So congratulations to Tanzania for that. I think the number is like 61 million people, I guess. Yeah, it happened. Yeah, so guys, we're gonna take a quick break, but then when I come back, I'm going to be asking you guys what are the steps you are intended to take in order to initiate the movement in your countries. If there's any specific step that you guys are taking for that, because it's very important for us to actually do that, you know, to inform our people. The first time I met with Max, it was 4 months ago. We were both invited for a Pan-African Youth Summit. It was done at Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. We were both the speakers. Max was not there. He was actually speaking from the internet like this. And when I got to hear his proposal and everything, I was really fascinated. And, you know, I told myself that I need to connect with this guy. I want this guy to be my friend. And so from that way forward, I just connected with him. I took his contact and we started to talk, and I invited him for the show. He shared with everything that he's doing. And now he's doing this show here every single Thursday, I believe, the same day today, right? Yeah, Thursday at 9 p.m. East African time. And now I'm here, and I'm hosting because he's not here. And it's something that we believe in, us here in Swahili Nation One Africa, because our vision is to have one Africa. And the vision of Share is to have like Eco-Trade Alliance. So you can see that, you know, we see each other, you know, instead of having different, you know, move and different places we're running towards here and there, but we can actually join our energy and come together. We are fighting for one Africa, and Share is fighting for eco-trade. It's basically in the same goal that we want, right? As we're fighting for this one Africa, for one passport, for one currency, for one people, they are still fighting for, you know, for eco-trade. And when we join our hands together and work together, I think we'll be able to achieve that one Africa in our generation that we desperately want to see. All right, so we're gonna take just a little quick break, and then we'll be back here in a second. Guys, stay right there. Don't go anywhere. If you join us right now, you haven't subscribed, please do so. Like and share this for more people to see what is happening here today. So Africa, a place where poverty and pandemic diseases are originated. The least wealthy continent per capita. The land where the only things to be found are animals, corrupted leaders, poor kids, dirty water and civil wars. People who are in need for help, donations and support, aka the NGO's motherland. For others, honestly, Africa is just a very hot, dark and sad place everyone wishes to escape one day. Well, whether you're an African or not, this thinking isn't new to you, because you have read, heard or felt the same way before. Just type the word Africa on Google right now. Turn on your TV and see what the NGOs portray. Watch movies from Hollywood. Ask your mama, friends, or ask yourself, what is Africa? Yet if you're still struggling to believe, let me ask you this. What comes to your mind when you hear the word Africa? Tell me the first thought that comes to your mind right now. Honestly, tell me right now. But what really is Africa? What is Africa? Listen, there are many theories about the name, but one that is close to the truth is Al-Kebulan. This name translates to Mother of Mankind, or according to other sources, the Garden of Eden, the place where love, peace and unity dwells. Al-Kebulan is an extremely old word. Many nations in Africa use this word, including Ethiopians, Nubians, Moors and Numidians. For me, this isn't just the theory, but the truth. My truth I choose to believe in. As cliche as it sounds, that's the future I'm hoping for. The tomorrow I'm fully determined to see. The dream I am convinced and dedicated to fighting for until it happens. What is Africa for you?
You want to support independent economic movements around the world but don't know how? Welcome to Triangle. An independent social-economic network right in the palm of your hands. Check on the progress of the projects you are interested in. Watch live videos of the projects that you either donate to or are interested in. Comment on the project with your friends, or contribute to the project while it is live. Check the hottest business plan submission all around the globe. Get an instant update on new business ideas that are submitted through our unique submission system. Upload content about your own business progress. Start a live video to show the world or pictures of your progress. Get personal with the people that had contributed to your project, and also to the people to whom you have contributed to. Search the globe for all the active projects to see what you might be interested in. Start engaging with the future. Sign up for Triangle.
What's up, Swahili Nations people? My name is Patrick, and this is Tech Corner. So today we are going to talk about how hackers are targeting your phone through Bluetooth. Just remember to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification button, like our videos, and also remember, this is Tech Corner. Bluetooth is an amazingly useful wireless technology built into almost smartphone, tablet and laptop. We can use it to transfer files, play audio wirelessly, collect health data from wearable trackers and more. But like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth is being targeted by hackers as a way to break into your device and steal personal data. So you can ask yourself, how does Bluetooth hacking work? But you don't have to do that because I'm here to tell you. So hackers use specialized software which is automatically detects nearby devices equipped with Bluetooth. They can also see which networks your device has previously connected to. So this is important because your phone treats this network as trusted and will connect to them automatically in the future. If the cyber criminals can replicate a trusted network, they can trick your device into connecting to Wi-Fi and Bluetooth devices that they control. You get that? The hackers can then bombard your device with malware. They can spy on you, even steal your data from your text messages and different apps you have on your computer or your phone. So once a smartphone has been compromised, the hacker can intercept or redirect the phone calls, send or receive files, or simply watch what you are doing in real time. So this action of hacking people through Bluetooth is called bugging. It is often performed in public places, often where there are a lot of routine commuters. Choosing a busy place allows them to remain undetected and to monitor the same devices which pass by regularly. Hackers may also choose places where people linger for several hours, like cafes, pubs and restaurants. So what can you do to keep your phone and your privacy safe? First, disable Bluetooth on your devices whenever it is not in use. Second, disable file sharing services that rely on Bluetooth like AirDrop or Fast Share unless you are sending or receiving files from a trusted friend. Finally, ensure you have an anti-malware app installed on your smartphone or tablet or Bluetooth-enabled computers. In the event that a hacker does try to break into your device, the anti-malware app will detect and block suspicious activities, protecting your privacy and your personal data. Bluebagging attacks are not very common, but it could quickly change. Take action to protect yourself today. This is Tech Corner. My name is Patrick Ishimwe. Remember to subscribe, remember to like our videos, and remember to turn on the notification button because we got a lot in this talk.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's good to have everybody here after a little bit long break. Let me ask you guys this one final question, and then I'm gonna let you guys, go. I really appreciate for all the details and everything that we have been talking about here today. I think it's really important for everything that you guys have said here. And the final question I would like to ask you guys is about, let me go back here. It's about this. What are the steps you guys are intending to take to expanding this movement in your country? Because I believe you guys are representative in your personal countries in Uganda, Malawi, and South Africa as well. I think we're supposed to have another person from Ethiopia, right? But it was not really, I think connection, it was not really good. So we kind of missed that opportunity. But I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me start with Sungeni. Your thoughts and what are the ways you have already taken or you are planning to take? Wait. Okay, now you're good.
Yeah. So I'm saying that these are the steps that we are actually intending to initiate in Malawi so that this movement should actually be in action. So first of all, what we're going to do is that we will have different cooperatives at local level. And these cooperatives will be trained on eco trade on the market. Why am I saying this? The reason behind this is that what we want is that these cooperatives at local level, should do this from their own hearts, with all their effort, that we can really do this. Trading system can be. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I hear you loud and clear.
Oh, okay, fine. So what I'm saying is that we'll have different cooperatives at local level, and these cooperatives will be trained on eco trade on the market. Why am I saying this? Is that cooperatives at local level, they should have that mind that they can achieve this. They can have 50%, because there is no signed paper that can hold an agreement unless it comes from the heart of a man. So these people actually should have it in their heart, in their mind, that no, we're not just supposed to be getting 20%, 40%. We deserve much. We deserve more. They should have that in mind, and things are going to work. So that's what we're going to do as the first step. The second step is that we'll be having a fortnight presentation on Malawi Broadcasting Company for a short presentation on how Malawians, we can achieve equal trade on the market. So that people in Malawi can have that idea. How can they achieve this on the market? So this should be things that will be taken into action, not just wait, but then should be things that our statements will actually supported by our actions, not just statements. So the point that we're going to take is that we'll be doing different research, working hand in hand with the Department of Economics at the University of Malawi. on the basis on the market. So the first task as a new organization in Malawi, we work on the strategies plans of the 5 years, whereby few things mentioned that I've mentioned will be there in conjunction with other suggestions. Yeah. So I really feel that in that way things are going to work in Malawi. So
Yeah.
just wait, you're going to see some progress. We'll come here present that yeah, this is what we are trying to achieve in Malawi.
Mm.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, Sangeni. Thank you so much for all you're doing and for that plan. I really hope it works. We need we need to give everything we can, because we're fighting for the future of Africa. We're fighting for our kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to have a better
Yeah.
place than where we are right now. So I appreciate for all you're doing, and for all you'll be doing for Malawi.
Exactly.
Yeah. I want to have Congressman Amoti as well, for him as well to share your thoughts. What are you doing to actually expanding this movement in your country? Any specific plans that you've started to do or you're planning to do? Feel free to share with us. To your room now.
Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you very much, Mika. Sometimes they say that when there is a problem, sometimes you don't show it. Okay, for example, in Uganda, there is a saying that when you want to trap a rat, don't put the trap when the rat is seeing you. So the problem, yes, I think you've understood me. But I'm going to give a little on what we are trying to do. This movement is a bit tactical. This is a bit tactical and a bit tricky. So we're using tricky means to implement it. But which the public and which one of the ways of the 100 tactics we are using for this movement to sink in people's minds is that Uganda is divided into 4 regions. We have the northern region, western region, central region, and eastern region, and some parts of southern region. So we have we are making a leadership structure on regional level. We say now this is the chief mobilizer of this region, and regions of Uganda are made up of districts. Then districts are going to have district mobilizers also working together hand in hand with the other implementers of the same ideology. From district, we have what we call constituency level. So those ones will be working in hand with other implementers and mobilizing on the constitutional level together with the members of parliament of that constitutions who really who are supporting the idea. From the constitutional level, we have the parish level. That the leaders are going to work hand in hand with the parish leaders. From parish level, we have what we call the village level. That's where the village level, where the lead of village level is going to be in charge of mobilizing the family level. So on family level, we have what we call family: father, mother, children, and relatives. But then this cycle is going to move like this. How are you going to link family level again back? That's now there is another channel of mobilization whereby we are going to mobilize based on professions. We say now businessmen, farmers, engineers, drivers, border riders, teachers, preachers. Then we are also going to form now those groups: the leader of engineers, doctors, students, farmers, drivers. In that, a father of a certain family will fall in one of those specific categories of jobs. You get, I think you're seeing how the cycle, I think you can guess how the relevant will end there. The cycle is going then to go picked from that house they are students, they are workers. Then we link that mother in the family, we link that maid in the family, we link that father, that brother, that sibling in the family to now to the career where they are affiliated. And then that career where they are affiliated, there is that message of ERA. So all rounds are going to be all rounds are going to be really worked upon. You know, in Uganda we introduced a Rolex. A Rolex is something whereby you get a chapati, in between you put eggs, then you roll, then take. So the system is going to yeah.
My
Yes,
brother,
yes,
you love food. It seems like you love food, brother.
Not food. I'm trying like to give an image to our viewer who has that perspective of seeing these things. You get? You know, Uganda, we have Rolex. Is one of our tourist attractions in the country.
Yeah.
So basically, the system is going to be moving like that. At the moment, you know, we made research and found out that most of the youth, the highest percentages, are in school, or some of them have just left school. So we are also working on the paperwork of platforms linking Ugandan students with Kenyan students, linking with Ugandan students with any other African student, linking Ugandan students with European students, be it UK, be it for example, also in the US, also in the Asia. Those platforms are also going to be there to communicate ideas, share knowledge on research. This is not only a dream, but it's under action. And really we are calling support, we are calling funders, we are calling for fundraisers to come join us, because the implementation really needs a lot of funding. And besides that, we are really moving, and I believe by the moment the president of EATA is coming to meet our Ugandan president, His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, things will be we shall be somewhere, and I believe the president will like the motive and will also really catalyze the process. So basically, those are some of the structures we are trying to do, to bring that to invest, to Africanize that idea into the DNA of Africans and Europeans and US and the Asians at large. We are not only focusing on Ugandans, but we are also focusing on that linkage. You know, besides being economic independent, but we need to also have health independent. You get health independence. That's why we are also now linking all medics from different countries to link with medics in Uganda. We discussed, you know, now these days you saw how COVID started checking us. Though, fortunately, Uganda, we have a professor who found medication for COVID called Covitex. You know, so mainly we have the capability. We only need that mobilization, change a mindset. One of the responses we are getting that every person who gets this idea really becomes happy, becomes willing to support, and really gets that willingness to join whatever little is. You know, in Uganda, we have a saying that for us, when we are implementing, we don't wait for resources to start, but resources find us on the way. So that's what we are doing. Resources will find us on the way, but other than sitting and wait for resources. That is our faith. That is our movement. And I believe by next year, with formal opening up by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, all will be well and things will be moving on well, so that message reaches even to the baby who is in the womb of the mother. You get? Even the baby who is yet to be born, we will have the mindset. This mindset mindset we reach even in the DNA. You get? So basically, Max, I submit. I'm out, Congressman.
Man, let me just say this, Congressman, man. I love you, man. I think we're gonna need from today onwards, man. Anytime when I need to get something from Uganda, I'll reach out to you. You know, I'm gonna be in that group. I really asked Paul to invite me in that group because I think we just found someone from Uganda to give us updates of what's happening in Uganda. You know what I'm saying? This is good. I love you, brother. Well, Sekao, it's on you now, brother.
Thank you so much. Basically, with my approach, clearly it's not something that should be done in isolation. So basically, I'm going to approach the university I studied at and try and figure how to get the Equal Trade Alliance as a society, because within universities they've got various societies with separate interests. They can be creative societies or it can be political societies such as ANC Youth League or the EFF or DA or whatever, and try and get this sort of alliance within that, but not specifically set as a political party, but as an advocacy group. So that's the approach we're taking, because if we politicize it too much, it can sort of set off alarms. Our congressman made that excellent quote about catching a rat that you mustn't see, you know what I mean? So it should be something that shouldn't strike fear into the sort of the status quo and the people who sort of run these universities, because they wouldn't want the people to get riled up for any reason. So once that's been solidified within the University of Pretoria, I'm hoping to also get a footing within all the universities within South Africa, or the major ones such as UJ, WITS, UCT, University of Pretoria. And with that approach, we're going to try and advocate for sort of a conversation with Parliament and the people within Parliament to sort of see, to sort of express our interest in having this sort of approach of the certificate being adapted within the Constitution. So the Constitutional Court will obviously approach them once the time is once the time is right, you know. Once we've also got the backing and the connection with the AU and all the other neighboring countries that we are also representing the Equal Trade Alliance, so that we can sort of indicate to them that this is not a scam, it's not a scheme, this is not some other sort of backhanded thing. This is actually a alliance with a vision, a grand vision for Africa, which I think they will probably adopt if they could see our connection to the African Union, which is something we can slowly see sort of solidifying that sort of partnership, which is essential to sort of validating, giving this alliance a social proof, you know what I mean? So a proof that people can look at it and see that it's tangible what we're trying to pursue. Also, I want to sort of have a way of sort of coming with valid case studies of seeing the benefits of the Equal Trade Alliance within South Africa's context, not isolating South Africa, but obviously the whole of sub-Saharan Africa, to see how we can also adopt a winning approach of a certain place that's doing well with use of an equal trade certificate. So it would really be good that by the time we approach government and stuff, there's already a sort of country we can look at that's already adopted an equal trade certificate. That would also definitely push it forward. But for now, the most important thing is in the near future, is in next year, early next year, I want to approach the University of Pretoria and the people I know there, the various deans and stuff, and sort of see what would be required of me to get the Equal Trade Alliance as a society within the University of Pretoria, and then try and get members within the University of Pretoria, and from there expand. But one thing at a time, so that would be the first step, and then the obvious entire goal is to obviously have the certificate being added into the Constitution, and that's obviously going to take some time and a lot of commitment and persistence and a passionate advocacy for the benefit of the Equal Trade Certificate.
Yeah, beautiful say. Guys, I just really wanna just extend my gratitude to all of you. Congressman, he left already, but to Sekao from South Africa, Congressman Amoti from Uganda, Sungeni from Malawi, currently she's in Zambia, and for our another partner who, I believe she's from Ethiopia, but she's not here. I want to appreciate you guys for coming in and just share that it's a hope for Africa. It's really a hope seeing young people like us, because this is one Africa we are fighting for, right? We have people from everywhere right here, right? All of us represent different countries in Africa, but we are one people. We talk about issues that means a lot to us, things that we're going through. We're basically going through the same thing, right? So it's important for us to come together, to join our forces, and to demand the same thing again, And I'm glad that today I can go to South Africa without a visa. I can go to Uganda without a visa. I hope Malawi too. I need to check if I need Malawi. I need visa to go to Malawi. But, we are one people, right? And so it's important for us to continue to connect. And you guys, welcome to the family. I really love all the ideas that you guys share today. Your voices matters a lot. We always say the Swahili Nation, we are voice to the muteless, not voice to the voiceless, because we believe everybody has a voice, but there's a way that,
exactly.
being muted. You understand what I'm saying? So we are the voice to the muteless. And this is the place where you can actually come and share whatever you have. Like, as long as you believe in our vision, you believe in our mission, you're part of this family, you can actually have a chance to host a show, to have that, So, Sekao, you're welcome. Sungeni, you're welcome. Because we need to bring our people together and, make sure that all of us, we come together by knowing about ourselves, about our countries. It's the most important to do that, So I want to appreciate you guys. And thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you for having us. It's been a pleasure to share your platform.
Appreciate it, Sekao. Anytime.
Thank you.
Appreciate Singan.
Please, thank you very much, Mika. Please keep pushing.
Indeed. And I'll keep in touch with you guys, because I'm gonna be in that group, at least to have your contact. And maybe sometimes we can have a session about Malawi. We never had any session about Malawi here, so I think that could be the first initiative. Everything you should know about Malawi. Maybe I can have you over here. Usually my shows on Monday to talk about just Malawi, everything that we should know as Africans. We should learn about Malawi people and all this stuff. So maybe we can have that session. And Uganda as well can have that session, because I haven't had that about Uganda as well. So yeah, I'll keep in touch with you guys, and anytime we can meet up here.
Thank you so much. So I appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate.
Have a lovely evening, everyone.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Good evening.
One Africa, one passport. I appreciate, guys. I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
All right, man. So that has been a brilliant day, has been very productive day. I appreciate these guys who came here, and I want to extend my gratitude to the viewers, you guys who are there, the family. I appreciate you guys for joining. That's pretty much it for today. We've spoken about a lot of stuff, so you guys can go back and see what we talked about. But it has been really productive day or productive evening. Appreciate for all the support and the love. So I'm just going to raise a word of prayer before I leave, and I'm going to leave you with this video a little quick. God, I thank you for today. Thank you for Africa. Thank you for people who are joining us. Thank you for beautiful people who joined me here today to represent their countries and their thoughts as well. As we continue to fight for this beautiful continent, give us strength, give us knowledge, give us wisdom, give us patience. We really want to see changed Africa, changed Africans, and use us as the instrument to bring that change. I know sometimes we get weary, we get tired of every feedback we get and of every news we receive every single day about this continent, but we know that your plans are for good and not for evil. Help us to continue to pursue, to continue to fight for our lives, for our brothers and sisters, and for our families. In your precious Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right, guys, I'll leave you with this video. Again, the video that I spoke at African Union, speaking about, one passport, one African Union passport. We'll keep talking about that. So I'm just going to share here, leave that with you guys, and then I'll be signing out. I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you so much for being there. All right. It means a lot for you guys to be here. It means a lot for you guys to just be here. All right. I love you. Appreciate you.
I really appreciate that. My contribution goes to the African solutions to African problem. I think, you know, it's almost impossible to have African solutions to African problem if we are not united. We are not one Africa. For so long, for example, we've been wanting the seats at the United, you know, Security Council, and these guys, they're not taking us serious because, you know, in fact, we are not really one. I speak to youth all the time across the continent of Africa, and I'm not going to mention countries, but, you know, some of us, for instance, I am from Tanzania, right? But some of us, our parents are teaching us that, you know, you are from Tanzania, you are Tanzanian, and they are African. Someone, like some people have been growing up in an environment like that, believing that they are Tanzanians, but they are not Africans. That's just for instance, right? And so in order for us to have this African solution to African problem, I think the first thing we need to focus on the unity of, you know, one Africa. And how can we get that? Yes, we already have Organization African Union, but I think we need something better than that. We need to give our people, African people, the sense of unity for us to feel like we are united. Today we have these different parts, like northern part, eastern part of Africa, southern and east. And sometimes it's difficult when you want to try to go to the other side of Africa. And how can we give each other the sense of African unity? My suggestion is just one thing, that we already have an organization from African Union, and we have 55 different countries, member states, you know, of this organization. Why don't we have African Union passports? I can have my Tanzanian passport, you can have your Sudanese passport, but we can also have African Union passport. Once we do that, I'm pretty sure that it will give us a sense of that unity. Like us as Africans, when we meet, maybe outside of Africa, or when I go to different country, I see my another Libyan brother right there, he's having like African Union passport. It gives me a sense of us being united together. And when we move forward to start demanding things, start demanding for respect, demanding for seats, these people, they will take us serious because they see that we are actually serious when we talk about African Union and African unity, because we are taking steps. My brother, he's spoken about, you know, the central bank, African Central Bank. All these are different, you know, things that we can actually agree. We already have an organization, and, you know, I don't see any problem of us to have the single identity representing us through African Union passport, all of us together, to remind us of our unity, and so that we may continue to fight all these battles that we are facing every single day.